Alright. I haven't filmed in so long, this feels so weird. Oh boy, I'm already starting to sweat. Holy cow. Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Anna. I'm a fantasy writer who sometimes makes videos. Today we are doing a Q&A. It's been a little while. I'm so excited to be filming again. I feel so rusty. And I wanted to sit down and do something a little easy this month. I put a little Q&A up on Instagram and, wanted to hear what sort of things you might want to chat about. Brooke and I are finally back home in Georgia and getting settled into married life and just wanted something really easy and cozy to film this month. So thank you so much if you submitted any questions. I'm super nosy and I love when people do Q&As because it's just like a little peek, into their life. And it's just like a great way to get to know everyone else in the community, and I love hearing everybody's thoughts and opinions on things. It's part of why I love vlogs, because it's kind of like a window into someone else's mind. This is how we chat in the writing community. We make videos to each other, for each other, just to chat about different topics. So some of these are writing related, some are not. I've kind of broken them up into a few different chapters. Let's just get started. Okay, first section is authortube. We got a few authortube questions, and I love hearing other people talk about authortube. I know it's kind of like inside baseball, and it's maybe not that interesting to anyone who's just like a casual viewer in the community, but I love hearing how other people approach authortube because there are so many ways to do it. Question number 1, what was your biggest learning curve when starting your authortube channel? I feel like I am still in the beginning, like baby phase of my channel, because I've only made really a handful of videos in comparison to some other folks because I only post once a month. So I feel like I'm still learning quite a lot. I would say my biggest learning curve is learning how to talk to the camera. I do not do a lot of these sit down face-to-face videos because I find it horribly awkward and hard still, to be honest. I much prefer vlogs, and a lot of times when I'm like just kind of winging a video or it's a sit-down video, I'll go back and edit it and realize that I really didn't say everything that I wanted to say and I didn't communicate it very clearly. So I'm still learning that balance between trying to make it so that I'm not literally reading a script. I'm a writer, of course, so I feel like I communicate my thoughts best through writing, so having to speak my thoughts was a huge adjustment, and it's part of why I didn't start my authortube channel until 2020. I have lots of clips going back from 2017 where I tried to start, and I have lots of clips of me where I've like set up the camera in like 2018 and I'm like, it's Camp NaNoWriMo and I'm trying to speak and I can't speak. That literally took years of me having to just stuff down the awkwardness and the fear to just get used to filming, and I'm still not spectacular, to be honest, but hopefully a little bit better. What are your favorite videos to make, and do you have a favorite video that you've ever made? And yeah, it's vlogs. They're just my favorite. When I sit down to edit a month-long vlog, I don't know really what story is going to come out of it. Like, I know how the month went, I know how I felt at the end, but the beginning of the month already feels so far away, and so when I'm editing it, I'm kind of crafting my own like 3-act structure of the month. A story in its own emerges, and the month-long vlog is like a piece of this sounds kind of pretentious, but like a piece of art in itself. And I really love the month-long vlog. No matter how old my channel gets, my 2020 NaNoWriMo vlog will always be my favorite video. It was a dream of mine to make that specific video for years. I found authortube in 2017 through Christina Horner, who, like, OG YouTuber. She did NaNoWriMo every year for years and years and did a big, like, well, hers were short, but a vlog where she filmed a clip every single day through her NaNoWriMo journey, and she released this every year. That just like, and I always wanted to make one of my own. Achieving that dream of finally making a vlog after years of trying, with winning NaNoWriMo and finishing my first zero draft, like those two things combined made that video just really emotional for me. Like there's a part of the video at the end where I'm realizing that I'm gonna win Nano and that I was achieving a dream and fulfilling a promise to myself. And you can see me get really emotional because of realizing that I am a writer and I can do things that I set my mind to. And the fact that I filmed that moment is really special to me, and sometimes I still cry when I think about it. And even though that was only a year ago, it feels so nostalgic for me to go back and watch footage from our old apartment from when we were really in a harsher lockdown. Life was different before we got married. It was only a year ago, and I still have so much value from remembering what my day-to-day life looked like. And I have a horrible memory, so making vlogs for myself to watch back is a really nice present to myself. AuthorTube tip for when things have stalled. And I don't know if I have good advice because I've only made roughly around 15 videos, so you know, I've never been like a really good content machine. The same advice is true for videos, for journaling, for writing, and that is to step away. Just having faith that if it matters to you, you'll get back to it. I guess if you're not feeling inspired, take a break. And my other tip is watch your old videos. I don't do this a lot because it's kind of painful sometimes, but I do try to make it a habit of once a video has been up for a couple weeks to go back and watch it. Once I've had a little distance, I can see that I didn't mix the sound well in that section, or that jump cut was awkward. So I watch my videos back for that reason, but you go back and watch your first videos, your first 3 videos, your first 4 videos, I think you will remember why you started making them in the first place and how excited you were to finally be doing it, finally be making videos. How do you feel about posting videos once a month / irregularly? And the answer to that is I love it. I wouldn't do it any other way. I will never change it. It works really super well for me. It's enough time for me to really put my all into it and make sure that I'm really happy with the final product. It also just kind of works with my writing schedule really nicely. The year that I've been on AuthorTube has been my most productive writing year because I'm very intentional about what I'm doing every month, and that sort of like 30-day chunk just really works for me to set my mile markers. I didn't originally set out to do once a month, that's just kind of how it ended up. I was just going to do it when I felt like it. Same approach I take to journaling. I was just going to pick it up when I wanted to, when I had something to say, when I had an idea, and I was never going to force it. I wasn't going to come to the page and say you have to write today, or come sit down in the chair and say you have to make a video today. I didn't want to do that. I don't really care if my channel grows at all. I love the community that we have. I love being in the Trouble Troop, and I feel so supported with the folks that I know here in the AuthorTube community, and I need nothing more. Everything else is just a cherry on top. How has your view on YouTube changed after a year of creating on it? That's such an interesting question. I don't know if it's changed a lot, but I think I have learned that it's a lot more fun when you take it less seriously. My impression of at least the corner of AuthorTube where I find myself is just not that serious. Like, no one is trying to run a business here, no one's trying to sell a ton of books, no one is really trying to market to each other. I found a corner of AuthorTube that is just about having writer friends, and I love that. And we're just making videos to kind of record our progress and keep up with each other, and I love that. Next section is writing. And the first question, of course, is what are you doing for Nano? Oh my god. I'm trying not to be stressed about Nano, trying not to feel super behind. But because of our wedding happening in September and having such a busy summer, I did not work on my writing at all or make a Nano plan, so I'm kind of scrambling to put on my preptober hat here. But here's what I think I'm gonna do. So I think I'm gonna be a rebel, and I'm gonna do an hourly goal, and instead of doing 50,000 words, I am going to do 50 hours of work on my revision. How's the second draft going? Like I said, no writing happened since July, and if you watch that blog, July was pretty slow as well. That was kind of like me realizing that I really had to put writing down for a couple of weeks and just be in wedding mode. And that's what happened, yeah. But I miss it a ton. I'm in the middle of revising my fantasy novel, and I thought about it all the time. Like on the drive down back to Georgia, Luke and I listened to a D&D podcast, and my brain just like was in fantasy world, and just thinking about all the different things that I can layer on top of my story in this revision to really just put so much more depth into it. And I'm just so excited to get it done. I need to get it done by the end of this year. That is my like big 2021 goal. So much as I would have loved to do a new project for Nano, I really just want to buckle down and finish this book again. The good thing about October is that I think I'm going to get a lot of writing done before Nano even starts. I'm doing a lot of live streams this month, so I know that I already have dedicated writing done. So revisions will be moving. Yes. Favorite tropes. Oh boy. I wish I had thought about this in advance because there are so many. Enemies to lovers I love, but it has to be like real enemies to lovers. You know, it can't be like misunderstanding to lovers. No. I mean like enemies to lovers. Growing up, I loved spy stories. Like I read all of the Alex Rider books. I was super into Chuck growing up, so I feel like I'm definitely going to be writing spy novels. And my main character in my current book, even though it's a fantasy, she also acts as a spy or like a double agent for some of the books, so that's definitely in there. Can I think of one more? Oh, okay, this is the one I thought of yesterday. Because I was watching Lainey's latest vlog, and she talked about writing a steamy scene where nothing happens, and I'm just gonna say that that is a trope that I love. And as far as romance that I like to write and read, steamy scenes where nothing actually happens. Just angst. Give it all to me. Give it all to me. Who would you cast to play your characters? And oh my gosh, I really wish I could tell you, but I have a confession to make. And that is that I don't see faces. I haven't really seen anyone else talk about this, but when I read and write, I really don't see faces. I don't know if that's just something wrong with my imagination, or I don't know. Like when I was a kid growing up reading Twilight, I had a very specific idea of what Bella's house looked like. I have no idea in my mind what Bella looked like. I just don't see faces. The rare exception to that is I do have an actor for my hero. It's Luke Pasqualino? I'm so sorry. A la Three Musketeers, and I just happened across him on Pinterest when I was building some mood boards, and I was like, oh my god, that's him. Like, that is exactly how I picture him in my mind. My character Adrian, and I was just like, like so excited because that never happens to me. I never feel like an actor or a celebrity really matches up with my characters, and I'm so picky if I ever try to pick people out, so most of the time I don't. But yeah, I'll throw that one out there. Okay, next section is the wedding. A lot of people wanted to know about the wedding, how it went, and hold on, I'll go get something. I unfortunately don't have my dress because it's off getting cleaned, so this is the best I can do. Tell us about the wedding. How are you? How's married life? And it was great. It was perfect. We worked so hard on it, and we waited so long for it because we postponed from 2020. So it was such a relief to Luke and I to finally get married. We were so excited. We were so done with being engaged and so ready to move on with our lives. We were really excited for the wedding, but we were just so, our lives were so taken over by it that we were really excited to actually get to the day. And it felt like we had been in wedding mode for so long. So we were really excited to finally have all those special moments that we had been working on for so long. But yeah, we got married up in New Hampshire in the woods behind my parents' house. We built a ceremony space out there in the trees, and my brother was our officiant, and my brother married us, which was so special. Yeah, it was the coolest, best day of my life. I was so exhausted. I had a long sleeve dress on and I was sweating my ass off. I thought I was gonna pass out under the sweetheart table at our reception. I was so hot, so I actually changed out of my dress, which I was sad about, but I was non-functioning, so I had to change, and that ended up being amazing because I danced the whole night and we just had so much fun. Like, my family loves to go to weddings. My family's favorite activity is to dance at weddings, so it was so much fun. And then we slept for 4 days. Somebody asked me about wedding dress ideas, and so I don't know if you're asking me like what I was looking for when I was wedding dress shopping. I'll pop up some pictures of like other stuff that I tried on. I had no idea what I wanted when I started, so I tried on a crap ton of dresses, and it was actually more stressful than I thought it was going to be, but it was a big relief when I finally picked out my dress and I could just be like, okay, we're done with the trying on and the shopping. How long did it take for you to plan the wedding and lessons learned? We got engaged in September of 2019. Thought we were gonna get married September 2020 and pushed it back, so we got married in September of 2021. So 2 years, and that really worked in our favor. I think we were being a little ambitious, trying to plan a wedding in 1 year. With the way that the wedding industry is now, I would say anyone who's getting engaged maybe do like even a 3-year engagement. Everyone is getting super booked up and it's really hard to plan a wedding right now. As far as like specific lessons learned, number one, I would say set your boundaries. Figure out what's really important to you for your wedding, and everything else doesn't matter. Focus on the stuff that is really gonna matter to you when you look back on the day, and try not to care about anything else, basically, because you only have energy to put into so many things, and you really need to put your energy into the stuff that you really care about. A lot of your friends and family are gonna ask you about it incessantly, and it's okay if you just want to say, yeah, I don't know, I'm still thinking about that, or thanks, I'll think about that more later. You need to be okay with just saying, yeah, that's a later problem. My other piece of advice would be for you and your fiance to maybe pick a time, like every couple of weeks, to sit down and talk about wedding stuff, and just kind of like block it off and compartmentalize it a little bit so that you're not talking about it all the time to each other and it's not the only thing that you talk about. When we were really in the thick of things, it would be such a relief to Luke and I when we got to talk about anything else for a little while. I think it would have helped if maybe we had said like every Sunday we'll sit down at the dining room table and hash some stuff out, and that way the rest of the week we can just go on not talking about wedding stuff. Okay, this actually makes me super hot. I think the veil also just insulated all of my heat. And the last category is life stuff. We're gonna do some rapid fire here. Star sign, Leo. However, I was born a month early, and had I been born on my actual due date, I would have been a Virgo. And I hardcore relate to Virgo characteristics. I feel like in my heart of hearts, I am a Virgo. So please don't judge me for being a Leo. Enneagram, I have no idea. I was gonna try and look it up before I sat down and did this, but I couldn't find a quiz that didn't ask me to pay money, and I'm really cheap, so I don't know. And Myers-Briggs, I am either an INFJ or INFP, depending on what day I take the test. Do you play video games? If so, is there a game that holds the most nostalgia for you? This is such a good question. I played a lot of console games growing up, so I had 2 siblings, and then in our neighborhood there were also a lot of kids our age, so any like PlayStation games, GameCube games, Nintendo DS games were huge. We would always have all the kids over playing Super Smash, playing Mario Party, doing Super Smash tournaments. Basically anything Nintendo really holds a place in my heart. But as far as like other like actual video games, The Sims. What writer isn't obsessed with The Sims? I mean, it's kind of like all of your brain children just get to come to life, and yeah, I'm a builder. I love to build my sim mansions. And the last question is, do you have any hobbies outside of writing? Do I? Besides writing, I feel like obviously writing and YouTube, they're kind of all intertwined there, but those are kind of my other two main loves. I'm also a huge thrifter slash antiquer, so that's kind of what Luke and I love to do on the weekends, is just go out and find fun things to collect. I'm really excited about getting more into interiors, basically, now that we have our own house and we can spend the year kind of making this place our own. And I'm really passionate about finding things secondhand, so it's going to be a slow process, but I think it will be really special, and I can't wait to see what the house looks like a year from now. Alright, well, that was all the questions. I really sped through those. Hopefully I did a good job speaking. We'll see when I edit this. But thank you so much everyone who submitted questions. It's just really fun to chat and get to know each other better, and if you have not done a Q&A on your channel yet, highly recommend. I would love to submit some questions and get to know you. Other than that, I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. It's been a year since I posted my very first authortube video, and the year went by so fast. It was a crazy year, it was a strange year, but it was a really fun year, and that is all to do with being on authortube and meeting so many of you and being in the Trouble Troop and working on my book. There were so many bright moments of this year, and I love that I can go back and rewatch a lot of them through my videos. Just excited to keep going and get back in the swing of making regular / irregular videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!